starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I love this.
Me too. Well, they can hear us. Hello.
Howdy, everybody.
Howdy, everybody.
All right, I'm not making a fashion statement this week. I'm the normal slob that I am.
And me either. If you guys can give us a number one on the audio, and I'll try not to bang into the mic today. Yeah, how's the audio?
Here's Larry Large Guitars.
Who gave us a one? Rick gave us a one. Very good.
All right, cool.
That is great. How are you doing, Don?
I'm doing fantastic. Mitch, how about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Actually, I slept fairly well.
I'm a little giddy. I just about an hour and a half ago, maybe 2 hours, made my appointment for my COVID shot. I get it a week from today at 3:40 p.m. at Union Memorial Hospital.
Excellent.
I'm excited.
And we go tomorrow at, I don't know, 1 o'clock for our second shot.
Hey, there's Rick Danner, guitar player. Hey, Rick.
Old Man Dan, Crap Guitar Show.
Rick, we're going to feature one of your videos tonight. Just to let you know, I always highlight 4 videos that I want people to watch, and yours is one. So I'm glad you popped in.
The legendary Guitar Hack is in here.
All right. Yeah, Hacks here. Let me start at the top here because Zach was first as always, and then Rick Hefner, Old Man Dan, Crap Guitar Show. I love that name, Crap Guitar. That's one of the best. That is great. It really is. Ann Ridenauer and Bill Ridenauer are both here. Janet and my buddies over in the east side of Baltimore County. And D-Tube's here. He was in early. Guitar Hack, we said that. Janice Lala's here. Hi, Janice. Dan in New Jersey. Larry Large Guitars. Pooh Ninja, we already mentioned them. Any new Stafford? Hey, Dave Stafford. Stafford's Music Studio. Dave Stafford. He's got a great show on Friday nights at 10 o'clock
Eastern time.
Eastern Standard Time. We said Rick Danner, guitar player. Rick Danner's up there, and I'll tell you Rick Danner's story. He's a cool dude. He I think I told this on one, but since I don't know if he was in the chat or watching the stream at the time, but he showed a video of back in the, I don't know how 5 years, 2 years, 10 years. I don't know how long ago it was. Rick, you can tell us in the chat. But he was ice skating and he was just boogieing along. I mean, the guy knows how to skate. He obviously a kid probably played hockey and all, and he's skating around and all, and he hit one of those seams. But what was the coolest thing is he went down, but it was almost like it was choreographed because he was down, but he pushed right back up and didn't miss a beat and went right back into the skating pattern. So good for Rick Danner, and he's excellent. Check his channel out. He's one of all these guys are good players in here. Although I haven't seen Bill Ridenhour play. Bill, when are you going to pick up the guitar and play? He's my buddy. He doesn't play. So what else is going on, Mitch?
But what's new this week? Well, we got our bad toilet fixed. And did I say that last week? Yeah, I had to call a plumber to fix it right.
Well, they got it fixed, and then it leaked again, right?
Well, the first 2 times, Lowe's came out and installed it, and then they came back to fix it, and it wasn't fixed, and they couldn't come out for another 2 weeks. So I just called one of my plumbers that I deal with. But Margaret sent the bill. She sent the bill. She emailed customer service at Lowe's, sent them a copy of the bill and the plumber's bill, and they might do something about it. I don't know. We'll see. But I can't wait 2 weeks to get the stupid leak fixed on the toilet. But
no way, Jose.
That was ridiculous.
Look, hey, folks, what'd you think of the new intro that Mitch came up with? How groovy was that?
Now I got another one with our picture in it, and I got it animated, or one of our pictures that we used before, thumbnails, and but that one's it doesn't have the that music I was playing. I downloaded that from the YouTube library, so that one's cool. Yeah, but I need to put that music into the other one. And
okay, yeah. Well, I want you next time. I want you to use it looks really good with the Lone Ranger theme too.
Yeah,
William Tell Overture. Okay, we got Frank Corcoran and Epiphonium. Thanks for joining us, folks. All of you, y'all rock. We might have to bring our special guest in early. We're getting some folks in here. Let's see, what do we got here? Uh-oh. Whoa. Mute that. All right, we're up to 20. What was it? I went to check to see how many people were
I got you. Hey, Ryan.
Watching. So we're up to 20.
Ryan's in here.
Ryan from the Midwest.
Well, can I see your
I need live chat because I only have.
Can I talk about your new toy that you're getting?
Oh yeah. We have a not a really unboxing, but we have a new gear day for me, but I haven't got it yet because my cohort here got me something today.
I got the green screen on, so the box is green where it's being transparent.
Isn't that cool? Actually, you all don't know that Mitch is lined up next week, starting in Vegas. He's got a magic show starting in Vegas next week.
Actually, this is called I got this at Sam's Club, and they call it the 1080p Pro Stream webcam, but it's the same as the 922 according to Logitech. Logitech. Yeah, so they got.
So sorry about all the brightening and lightening and all that you're going to see on mine. I'm back to just using the laptop camera because it was really the Zoom Q8. Let me tell you, Zoom Q8. I highly recommend it. It's a great for doing YouTube videos.
Actual videos.
Actual videos.
Not a good webcam.
It's not a good webcam. No.
Right.
And guys that have. The real reviewers out there that have pretty much said that, I believe. But I just thought it was so much cooler that I had a camera doing it instead of my laptop. But, so I will be cooler here when me and Mitch hook up and I get the camera. I mentioned Excellent. Frank Corcoran and Epiphone. Yeah. Okay. And we have a special guest tonight, Jesse's Guitars, formerly Spacey Jazzy Bluesy. Some reason he didn't like that. He decided he didn't like that. I thought it was a cool name, really. You just call him Spacey, And but he
you know what? Good. My wife calls me Spacey when she's talking to me because she says I space out and never pay attention to her.
Well, I don't get called Spacey, but I get accused of never paying attention, of course.
So that's why last night was TV night. That's why I didn't do any. Didn't play. Did I play guitar? No, I played like 6 hours Monday night. No, Sunday night. So the last night, we watched Netflix last night.
I don't know. Last night there wasn't much on. Dave's Guitar Channel. There's the Dog Paw. Hey Doc and Daniel Horsley. Cool.
Hey Dan. Dog Paw.
Behind each other. Hey guys. But I don't know. There wasn't much going on, and said I'm going to go do it. I'd watched like you know, when my morning routine, not that you really all folks want to know, I get up, have coffee, smoke a couple cigarettes, and I got, you know, I check my email, ain't much there usually, so I go right to YouTube. And, you know, because I watch so many backing track channels, you know, Sebastian Zanunu, YT Jam Tracks, which is my favorite YT, and, you know, Usher and who's the guy that Laurie's Mishmash, the one guy, Dopaz? Does that ring a bell? Hack, what's
Topaz
the guy?
Topaz or Dopaz?
No,
I don't
dope.
know.
It's
I
Dopaz
don't
or
know.
something. But you know, if you start watching a lot of backing track channels, you know, your YouTube feed when you first bring it up will have all kinds of different backing tracks. There must be 1,000 backing track channels. So I was watching one, and I still can't remember what it was, but they you know, it's just a typical, you know, instead of A minor, it was G minor to C minor. But what was cool is they went to a major seventh chord, and I can't remember which one it was, and then to G7. It was to D7. I'm sorry. And so anyway, I played around with. I added a few chords to it, and you know, taught it to my trio, and it sounded pretty cool. So I put up a video last night. That's, you know,
That's good.
played golf today. Walked 9 holes. Was super on 3 holes. Really, really, really bad on 3 holes, and the other 3 holes were just. I said 9 hole. I finished par, so I said I'm getting out of here. It's a bad day. So let's see what's going on. I'm ignoring the chat. I'm trying not to ignore or interrupt Mitch. No, Ryan from the Midwest is in. Okay, yeah, you said Ryan, but I wasn't sure if there was a different Ryan. All right, we're caught up on saying hi to everybody. Anybody get new equipment? Another question always asking that I never really come back, although every once in a while. Oh, I got a question for Rick Hefner. How's the Les Paul? Are you falling in love with that bad boy? Rick Hefner, what? Did I ignore you?
No. I had to find him. I had to move him to the top.
Love it. The wizard. He did. But Rick Hefner got a very cool Les Paul. Geez, I can't remember. But he did a video on it. Just a quick unboxing. It's a short one. Rick Hefner. So HEAFNER. Check out that video. That's a good video. But it's got the I did interrupt you. What were you gonna say?
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
You didn't interrupt. No, I'm just
okay.
Getting it up ready.
Time for commercial. Tonight's live stream, Don and Mitch Show, is brought to you by Sky Vodka. I'm doing vodka tonic with a little bit of lemon. I need the tonic for the quinine, because quinine is good for cramps. And I walked 9 holes, so I don't want to get a leg cramp in the middle of the stream. So
I can't even walk 9 feet without getting out of breath.
Yes, Dave Stafford. Jesse is sitting in the green room. We might bring him in sooner than later. Let me do a check here. We're 21. We could do that. We could bring Jesse in if you want. I don't know.
I'm ready.
Else? You got anything? Oh, by the way, I got to ask you again, because we never really finished. I probably interrupted both of us earlier. What was that fish you ate today? Mitch went out with his wife for dinner. I mean,
white Northern Atlantic, and I get it blackened, and it's like a cheaper fish, but it's good. I get it blackened. You know, no butter.
Is it fluffy though? Fluffy.
It is fluffy, flaky.
That's the kind.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fish eater.
It's good.
I got to kill it with lemon if it's real fishy tasting, but I like it. You know.
So I'm trying to eat fish like twice a week now. Fish and turkey, chicken, and so I got to get back where I was a year and a half ago, and I'm getting there. And I was saying I play guitar. We've been so busy, doing this video editing. That takes time, and playing with Wondershare. I felt a little. I don't want to get into it too much, but there's some things going on, and I uninstalled it. I might install it again, but other than that, I'm trying to look at some other video editors. Don was looking at some, actually, and Don was playing around with Shotcut, so he knows his way around there a little bit now. But I still like DaVinci Resolve, but I was having an issue. It will just lock up every now and then with this version 17. Too often, actually, when you're trying to do something, you're putting different overlays in, or putting text graphics on there or whatever. So, and I did all the fixes that they said and everything. So what I did was one of the things that I saw was to put. I have an NVIDIA video card, a pretty high end one, right? Not one of those $1,000 ones, but it's an RTX 2070. So what I did, I uninstalled DaVinci Resolve, uninstalled everything. There was stuff it leaves behind, but I found stuff where I had to uninstall that. Took that off, reinstalled the updated video drivers, put new video driver, and put DaVinci Resolve back on. Knock on wood, I haven't had any crashes.
So they all seem to crash. That's what people were saying.
Well, yeah, they do. Even Shotcut will mess up a little bit. And what the only that Wondershare never crashed on me, but I wasn't using it a whole lot. But then I saw those what I thought may have been some spyware in my Task Manager, but nothing. I ran all kinds of scans. Nothing showed up. But I uninstalled it, and those entries were still there, and that I had to go in the registry to clean it. So I haven't put it back on yet. But I don't know if I would have. I probably should have removed those entries first. I don't know if it would have messed up Wondershare. But in the past, people say you would get. They are a Chinese company. I'm going to say that right now. Wondershare is a Chinese company. So are they listening? You don't know. But I'll probably put it on. I might put it on one of my other PCs. Put it back on. So we'll see.
Blackjack Guitar Nuts in the house. Hey, guy.
Frank C.
I was waiting for my wife went to get an MRI. My God, she was at the place for almost 2 hours.
Everything all right?
But, yeah, well, it's her shoulder.
Oh.
She might need the rotator cuff thing. But so I'm looking, I got tired of listening to sports radio. I got tired of listening to talk radio, which I can only stomach for a couple minutes anymore. I won't listen. And so I'm doing, I'm searching on my phone all these video editors, and then there's this one, I forget the Sony one. What was that called?
Yeah, Sony Vegas. Well, it's Magic Vegas. It's Magic.
Whatever.
Magic
Vegas.
A German company bought them.
And people are saying they all crash. Now I gotta go to all right, Dog Paw. What's going on here? 3 trips, 140 miles round trip to the music store with two gain. I can't, Mitch. Why can't I move my chat box over now? I moved it all the way to the right, and I need to move it to the left. What is Dog Paw saying?
Put got your cursor on a gray part, on
the gray part,
on the very top in the middle, and then left and move
in the middle. Oh, there we go. Okay, all right. Yeah. So you return 2 game boxes. This is Dog Paw. He's down in Texas. They all suck. Got a programmable analog EQ instead. Oh, man, good luck with that. Head rush died. I didn't even know you had a head rush. No more available stuff. Stuff's so damn cheap today. Get a Helix. Well, that's easier said than done. They cost $1 million, but I've never had any problems with mine. Yeah, cheers, Blackjack Guitar Nut. All right, let's bring Jesse in. We're boring everybody enough. We're talking about nothing. That's what we do, right, Mitch?
Yeah. Let me say something. Let me answer Dan real quick. It's just me. It's just me being overprotective. Because I mess with computers, and if I see something out of whack, I got to figure out why. Why am I getting these weird entries in the Task Manager? And then they were associated with Wondershare. Now I probably should have removed that first, but I didn't. I said I uninstalled first, and the whole program first, but they were still there. But nothing showed. I ran I don't know how many scans plus online scans. Nothing came back. I use Malwarebytes. I use Windows Defender. And Malwarebytes. And then even built-in Windows stuff, they got pretty good stuff built in now. Will clean a lot of your temp files and all that crap. But anyway, that's just me, just being overprotective.
You guys got to realize Mitch has got a lot going. He's got 3 computers, two big things.
I only use one on most of the time. I was on the other one.
3 of them, and then you got a laptop. I mean, you got
the only time I turn the other ones
2
on
monstrosities
to update them.
Built.
Real quick.
Hey, there's Frank C. Frank, what's up, man?
Sunday night, I was playing a lot, so I'm just working on technique, and I was working with a metronome a lot Sunday night, just trying to do this fast thing, and I'm looking at these 14-year-olds. Actually, what was it? It was a John Petrucci song from Dream Theater. So I'm trying to do this opening riff on this one song, Damage. I think it's called Damage Control or something like that. And I couldn't get it a tenth of the speed this kid's doing it.
Oh,
But after doing it all day, all night long, I was faster than I was when I started, but still nowhere near. But I took a
there's
break last night.
probably of the 20 some in this watching the whole stream. Say 10 or 15 of us are guitar players. Can you imagine? And most of us are older folks.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we would have had YouTubes as kids? We'd all been rock stars.
Right.
We would
Actually,
have been.
Lars Guitar, I was looking at and I said it before the show started. I'm looking at Micro Center has a MacBook Pro, and it's a newer one. I mean, it came out late 20, but they have that new M1 chipset, the Silicon chipset or whatever. It's supposed to be fast. And so the one they're selling at Micro Center, it's got a small hard drive, 256 gig, but that don't matter. Because I got all these external drives, but it runs Final Cut Pro, without a problem. Everything I saw on YouTube, and said in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, but I never used a Mac. I don't know nothing about a Mac, but I'm thinking. But then I would get that. I had to spend $300 for a Final Cut Pro, which I think I would. I don't even know nothing about the program, but I know it's good. That one I would trust. But do I really need to? I probably don't. It's just a dream thing. I probably won't do anything about it.
Mitch, I want you to try something for me.
Sure.
Next time you get into one of these things where you're really, instead of using the metronome, find a drum backing track. Play to drums. Play to a drum.
Oh, I always do that, but I mean, I still would do. I'm working on technique. I mean, I don't need to. I mean, I'm getting the same beat. Technique. Yeah, I'm working on. Okay. I'm working on like alternate picking.
Yeah, Larry Large Guitar is another Mac guy. I mean, we're bringing Jesse in. Okay, yeah, all right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah,
you ready? Are you ready? All right. Yeah. You do the initial introduction.
Okay, right. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jesse's Guitar Channel.
I don't have my effects going on.
What have you got in your hands?
I have.
Better not be Scotch.
It is not Scotch, but it is Klausthaler, which is a dry hop non-alcoholic beer.
There you go. All right.
Because
all right.
I love the taste of beer, but I hate being drunk. So here we are.
Cheers to it. Yeah. Well, I do enough of the drunk for all of us. So all three of us. So
yes, you do. Okay. And we love you for it.
I'm on number 2.
What is it tonight? Is it monkey shoulder or is it
no? You missed. Did you see? Tonight's show, commercial time, is brought to you by Sky Vodka.
Oh God.
Along with Concord Foods lemon juice. Got to have got a little flavor to it. And then because I walked 9 holes today, I need my quinine. So we're doing Sky Vodka and tonic with a little splash of lemon in there. And since I don't have any real lemons, I use the lemon juice.
Well, since I don't really drink, I have this.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, but Mitch went on a bender about a month ago. He was drinking what were you drinking? Margaritas?
Margaret. I'm all choked up. Margaret brought some. For around the holidays, she brought some margaritas. It's just you just pour it on ice. Yeah, you don't mix anything. So it took a long time. I'm drinking a little bit at a time, so it took a while. So I finished that up. That was it. Yeah, but that's just that's the only time I drink around the holidays.
I'm successful. Go ahead.
Got real quick. Hack. I went through the. I only had I would have had maybe enough to fill a shot glass left of the monkey shoulder, and I've been enjoying it because I ran low on Jameson, and I meant to stop at the liquor store on the way back from golfing today, but I forgot. So anyway, you got to use what you got, and I got some fresh tonic water the other day. See, I drink tonic water just straight up sometimes because I get leg cramps a lot, especially when I walk. If I walk 18 holes, and I have these, I wanted. This is another thing. Of course, we bring Jesse in, and I'm start talking about all this nonsense. But if you guys get any of y'all old timers, you get leg cramps at night. I guess you can't really see this.
Hold on, let me. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
it's kind of.
It's bright.
It's too bright.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tell us what it is, Don.
It is Highlands leg cramps. I like the PM because these dissolve under your tongue. You can get them in the drugstore. Just look for leg cramp pills, and I'm telling you, man, they work. It's homeopathic. Now, here's the thing. Some people have allergies or whatever, or reactions to quinine. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of quinine.
Okay.
And shit's good for cramps. Okay,
It'll help you
so
with
Jesse.
malaria too, won't it?
Well, it was back in the day. Back in the
Yeah,
day, yeah, absolutely. They should, this stuff. It's not cheap. It's, any of the homeopathic things you get are very expensive.
I
But
think
so anyway,
Don, look
good.
who's in here.
Margaret Heyman.
My beautiful wife.
Margaret, hi, hey Margaret,
Hi,
how
Margaret.
you doing? Margaret,
Nice to meet
your crab imperial looked delicious. Mitch sent me a picture.
So
It was-
Frank C,
There you
Daniel
go.
Horsley, Blackjack Guitar Dot, howdy. So
Yeah.
There's
they
my
said,
wife.
Margaret, I got to tell you something. You and my wife, I think you're like sisters from a different mother, because if I show you some old pictures of my wife, you got different colored hair, but eerily similar in facial features. It's very cool. Gorgeous. You guys were a handsome couple back in the day.
That picture was from, we lived in Essex. It's the first place we moved together.
Okay.
Essex. Ugh.
Cool.
Ugh. Ugh.
Oh, it's not that bad. I like it over there, man. It's changed. It's not. You're
Any
going
place
back
was
to.
home.
You're
I didn't
going
like
back
it
to the
then.
old.
I didn't like it then. I can imagine how it is now.
It's very nice now. Trust me. I like it.
Not
Janice.
there. Not where we
How you
live.
doing?
Well, maybe there's good. Look, there's some areas in Catonsville I wouldn't recommend to people, but it's
Things
it's
have
all
changed.
relative.
There are places in nice neighborhoods that
Right.
Are not nice
Yeah.
anymore.
they're not nice anymore.
Well,
So
take Cockeysville now. Cranbrook Road. You go up Cranbrook Road where all the apartments were.
Mhm.
More than half of it is subsidized housing with the bus lines. They chased out Safeway at Cranbrook Shopping Center and Giant out of Yorktown Shopping Center. There's no grocery. Well, they put one of the what do you call I forget the name. Some of these grocery stores that end up anyway. Apparently they got robbed blind. But we're not going to get into all that. So Jesse, Mitch has some questions for you.
Westview Mall. Oh.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, Westview.
So how did you get into guitar? I mean, you teach guitar too. I mean, I know you're an English teacher.
yeah,
Right? You are an
high school
English
English
teacher.
teacher. Yeah.
High school or middle school?
High school.
Oh,
High
you
school.
got the.
Oh,
I thought-
really?
Yeah.
High
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
Don't go by what I say, folks. I know nothing.
And how long you been teaching?
This is year 27 for me.
Oh my gosh, that long.
Yeah, I'm that old. Yeah.
Have you always been teaching high school, or did you start at?
Yeah,
middle or-
always high school. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
What schools have you taught at?
I think I'm just gonna. I'm here in the northeastern part of Maryland.
Northeastern, yeah.
Okay.
We're not going to get any.
All right, I
specific.
got you.
So, yeah.
And then
So-
how'd you get into guitar? Teaching
How did I get
guitar?
into guitar? Well, my parents loved music very much. My father had a best friend named Ronnie Dolly who could really play guitar. And he tried so hard to teach my dad, and my dad just couldn't pick it up, right? But they listened to music all the time. And one of my earliest memories we were talking in the green room about when I moved from Cockeysville with my family up to PA. One of my earliest memories was of the housewarming party that my folks threw. My dad had a friend that he worked with who was from Virginia, who played bass and sang the high lonesome tenor, played bluegrass music. So they had a bluegrass band playing in the garage
Cool.
the night we moved into the
Garage
house.
band. Garage
Yeah,
band.
yeah, the original garage band.
Yeah.
And I loved music. I mean, I loved looking at, we were young enough to remember record albums, with really great artwork on it and lots of words and the record player was my, like I'd sit in my room and listen to records because one of the best things that my parents did, they had a pretty big record collection and I could go pull any record I wanted to and listen to it. And so I found my favorites and I played them. My dad loved the Beach Boys. He loved country music. It's funny, like rock and roll for him, like he graduated from high school in 1961. And so he remembers rock. He came of age when rock and roll came of age. And for him, rock and roll ended in 1964 with the Beatles, because he was just like, I don't need that. Like the Beach Boys. He was in the Beach Boy camp.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. He old school redneck White Sox
Mm.
blue ribbon beer. He loved the Beach Boys because of the vocal harmonies. He loved the Beach Boys because they wrote songs about cars, and he was a motorhead.
Oh, right. Yeah, your dad. You said you had told
So
us that earlier.
409,
Yeah,
what's the one?
probably like Jan and Dean too, right?
Yeah, he liked Jan and Dean, Dead Man's Curve, stuff like that. He had. Who remembers Robert Mitchum had a single?
I remember the actor. I don't remember him singing.
He had a single, and I forget, it was
Really?
a song. It was a song about a car. I forget what it was. Anybody in the chat? No. Well,
I'll look it up.
check here.
I'll look it up. I got it.
You
talk.
so,
I'll look it up.
Yeah. So the thing was, like, my mom bought my dad a guitar when I was 4 because she knew he loved guitar, and he just looked at it and he was like, "Take it back, honey." And I'm never gonna.
Ballad of Thunder Road.
There you go. That's it. Who said it?
I did. Ballad of Thunder Road.
Oh, you looked it up. Okay.
I looked it up.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not good. I'm very proficient all of a sudden.
There you go. There you go. So, but the thing was, like, I got to play it for a minute, and I was just like, this is cool. And when I was 13, we went to Campbell's Music in Spry, Pennsylvania, on Queen Street in York, because Dad knew Mr. Campbell, because Mr. Campbell was really into bluegrass music. And there was a 3/4 sized Egmond starter guitar. And he goes, "Do you want to get it for your birthday?" And I was just, and he goes, and the thing was, like, he kind of knew me well enough to know that I wasn't really good at sticking with stuff.
What make was it?
Huh?
What make was it?
Egmond. Egmond. The company was out of like the Netherlands, but this was like subcontracted out because it had a sticker in it that said "Made in Poland," And my dad, he kind of knew that, like, I didn't always stick with stuff, and he was like, he goes, "Are you going to stick with this? If I spend money on this, are you going to stick with it?" And I was like, because and the thing was, like, I could tell that he didn't think I was going to stick with it, and there was just enough fight in me that I was just like, "I'll show you, old man." And so
you stuck with it.
And I stuck with it when I was there, and I hated it. I got angry. Like, I really learned a lot about being a human being, because I pulled the guitar out and I had the Melbay chord book, and I'm trying to play the chords, and I'm getting angry. And I'm 13, or 12 or 13, so I'm punching the guitar, and there was a little voice in the back of my head that said, "It's not the guitar's fault, you suck."
I never had that. I never had that voice. I quit 2 or 3 times on acoustic guitars, and I even got a nylon, because my buddy had a nylon string, classical, because it was and I still couldn't do bar chords. I threw that guitar across the apartment. I don't know how many times, because I couldn't do a bar chord. It's like, I was, I thought I was strong. Well, nobody's strong until once your fingers learn it, they learn it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So I was like, I'm going to master all the chords in this chord book, which they were all cowboy chords. So it, like, woohoo, but I did. And I'd play, and I'd learned how to kind of play in time a little bit. And one day my dad, I walk out in the living room, and my dad is this imposing figure, right? He's huge. He's got a really wicked temper. He's intimidating. And he worked in steel all his life. So, like, he had hands like they were just like oven, it's like just rock. He had 2 rocks for hands, right? And so I loved the guy. I was intimidated by the guy. And I walk in, and he sits back, and he's like, "You've been making a lot of noise in that bedroom with that guitar. You think you want lessons?" And I was like, and I was scared, because I was like, I didn't know. I'm like, no, I was, because I was like, well, what if I suck? What if the guitar teacher tells me I suck and I can't learn? Oh God, then everybody's going to know.
You never played you never played an instrument in band or anything?
No.
Okay.
No. So I said, I guess. And so I went, and I had the best guitar teacher in the world. His name was Scott Anderson, no relation, in Campbell's Music in York, Pennsylvania. And he was such a positive influence. He taught me a lot. He taught me so much that I didn't get most of it, because I took lessons from him for about 2 years. I didn't get most of it initially, but I kept all my notes because he would write the notes out. He's like, I'm going to take the notes, and that way you'll know what I want you to do, and you won't get it wrong, and you won't be too stressed out by trying to take notes while I'm telling you to do stuff, which was a really good tool when I started teaching. But what
kind of
happened?
Stuff did he teach? What kind of stuff did he teach you?
Well, he was classically trained, so
Oh,
so
cool.
it was a lot of bar chords, major scales, all up and down the fretboard. Trying
Did he
to
show you
read.
finger pick? Did he show you the thumb?
No, not so much. Not so much. We were really working on the left hand.
Oh, the left. Okay.
Yeah, and he was trying to teach me music theory, and I would do the lessons, but I didn't understand the theory at all. Like he'd have me building triads, and I'm like, all right, you got to skip every other note, and I'd write them out, but like I didn't know what they sounded like, and I was just doing my homework.
Now, were you using your acoustic or your electric guitar for these lessons?
Here's the thing.
Like, or was that an acoustic guitar? I'm mixed up the egg.
Well, I had an acoustic guitar when my parents figured out that I wasn't going to quit. For Christmas one year, I got an electric amp, the $99 kit, and it was a Harmony, but it was like it was the Harmony H802 or something like that. You can still see them around. They're basically canoe paddles with pickups on them, and it was. I was just like, oh, I've got an electric guitar and an amp. And so I turned it up and I tried to play rock and roll, and it didn't sound like rock and roll at all. And I was like, what am I missing here? And my guitar teacher says, well, you need a fuzz pedal. And I was like, how do I get a fuzz pedal? He goes, I'll sell you one. I was like, okay, And so I had $20, and he had an Electro Harmonics Big Muff.
Wow.
And I bought it, and I was like, this is what I've been missing. And all of a sudden,
fatten up that tone a little bit, huh?
Yeah, and sustain, because it didn't,
it
wasn't happening otherwise. But that was Campbell's Music was where I learned a lot. I learned about amps. I bought my first tube amp from Bob Campbell, the owner's son. I bought a 50-watt Fender Bassman head. I bought a 212 cab from him, and that's what I play. I still have it actually. And so like that was 50 watts. I could, all of a sudden I could piss people off with it, and that's what it's all about.
So when did you get your first band?
Late. I mean, here's the thing. I played in jazz band in high school, which was really helpful. I was a junior in college, because here's the thing. In my neighborhood, the 80s was a weird time if you were playing, because where I was, being in like a garage band wasn't necessarily cool. Playing guitar wasn't necessarily cool.
Really?
Now that was yeah. I think in some ways for my area, like, I graduated from high school in 87. And so like that period of time, new wave and punk was a big thing, and synthesizers, everything sounded like synthesizers. I remember, like I took my guitar into school to play, like we had jazz band practice, and one of the kids nobody knew I played, and one kid was like, well, pull it out, let me hear you do something. And I had been learning Eric Clapton licks. Like I bought this album. I thought it was like a K-Tel record. It was like the British Invasion, the second wave. And I was like, well, I know the Beatles were the British Invasion, the first wave, so maybe it's going to sound like the Beatles. No, it was early pre Yardbirds, Eric Clapton.
Really?
Pre Yardbirds, Jimmy Page. Pre Yardbirds, Jeff Beck.
Wow.
Right. And they were doing blues licks that they were learning off of, Howlin' Wolf records, off of Muddy Waters records, off of Buddy Guy records, off of Freddie Green records, off of B.B. King records. And I knew those scales because my guitar teacher taught me those scales. And I was like, I think I could play this. And so I started teaching myself how to play by ear, and I would learn these licks. So I'm in school and the guy's like, play me something. So I started playing him Eric Clapton licks. And he was like, you're good, but you sound old. And I was like, oh, so I was just like, even playing guitar, I'm not cool. All right, whatever. But like, I couldn't not be that. Like, I didn't know how to be something else, so that's just what I did. But my first like garage band, I was a junior in college. And I had friends that had a band, and the guitar player wasn't that great. And I'd never been in a band, but I watched him practice with him, and I was like, well, I'm at least as good as that, So they tried me out because he wanted to quit anyway. And so for a year, I learned. God, what did we play? Bad Company, Eddie Money,
All right.
White Snake.
I love Eddie Money.
Oh, Eddie Money was that. We played. What did we play? I Think I'm in Love. I loved that song. Friggin' loved that song. I love the guitar part in that. So
What White Snake did you play?
well, it was So this is '89. So the White Snake album had come out. So like Here I Go Again. We definitely did.
We'll be talking about Here I Go Again in a little while.
Yeah. The one off the earlier album, Slide It In, that was a fun song. When you're 19,
Right, absolutely.
Anyway, moving on.
What else you got, Mitch?
No, he's going. He's
Okay,
he's leading up to when he started,
Okay,
how he got into teaching.
Yeah. Oh well. Teaching. I mean, teaching guitar. It's funny. It actually kind of when I was when I was in college, because, I worked at this pizza shop for a while to cover my rent money, and one of the delivery drivers found out I played, and he's like, "I play guitar." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, come over sometime." And he had like it was a Telecaster copy. I forget who made it, like Coronado or something like that. And I was like, "Well, let's jam." And he's like, "I don't know how to jam." I'm like, "Well, I'll show you some stuff." And so I started writing out stuff like Scott Anderson wrote out for me. And he's like, "I understand this."
Was that like tab or like some kind of tab?
Well, I wrote out scales. I draw
on the staff.
Well, no, I draw out the fretboard and I draw out frets.
Oh,
and I'd be like, and I draw like a hand, a really bad hand, and like your index finger's 1, your middle finger's 2, ring finger's 3, pinky's 4, and then I draw out a major scale, right? And I'm like, okay, and then like I was taking lessons again, and I learned how modes worked, and when that happened, and I had a really good guitar teacher named Vince, up in State College, PA. And he showed me how modes work and how to connect all the patterns together. So now I can play the major scale up and down the fingerboard in all 12 keys. And this is how you can play it over a minor scale. This is how you can play it over a major scale. This is how you can play it over a minor scale, and it sounds kind of Egyptian, like that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, like the fingerboard opened up, and I was like, it makes sense. And so I'm showing this guy this stuff, and he's like, I think I understand this. And I was like, and I was almost as surprised as he was. And I was like, well, if you understand it, then maybe I can, maybe I could teach it. But I didn't start teaching guitar until after I started, like, I went to school, became an English teacher, was doing that. And I'm living where I was living, and the music store where I lived opened up, and they were looking for teachers, and I was looking for extra money. And I was like, I think I can do this. Most of the stuff I do is just like, I don't know if I can do this or not. Let's see what happens, so
cool.
So I started
nothing gained, right? Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I started teaching guitar in like 2003, and more or less I taught until 2018.
So you're not doing it now?
No, not right now. Darn.
I know. Go ahead.
dude, I'll show you stuff. I can. I'll show you stuff, and we won't call it a lesson. Be like, here, work on this. Come see me in a couple weeks. No, here's the thing. Like I for the last 2 years, I was working on a master's degree. I finished it up this past summer, and between the COVID and like COVID kind of was like, oh, it's probably I quit in 2018 because like I was starting this program, and then COVID hit, and I was just like, we will take a little time here, And you were the one that was telling me, dude, just put stuff up, like don't. Just do it for fun, and it has been fun, and I'm grateful you said something to me.
It is. I think it's fun to throw up a video.
It is. It's the creation.
Get some fan mail with each video. Makes you feel like, okay, this was worth doing it. People like it.
See, theory. It piques my curiosity.
Yeah.
And I try to mess with it, but even what I do understand, I don't apply it to the guitar. I mean, I just play so much by ear.
Right.
My if I'm playing some kind of lead, everything's based on the majors for me, for the most part, and pentatonics.
Right. Well,
but it could go beyond that, and I can't put it together.
Here's and teaching. I've taught as young as 9, and as old as I never asked him how old he was. He's probably in his mid to late 70s. So an old gentleman who just wanted to learn like 2 hymns on his dobro. And
Is
I was
that
like,
right?
yeah, he's just like, I just want to learn. He had a dobro. And he's like, I want to learn these songs. And I had a lap steel at the time. So I was like, I can show you the way I play it.
So he wanted to learn slide.
Well, he didn't want to learn slide. He didn't want to learn how to improvise.
Oh, okay.
He just wanted to learn these 2 songs, and he wanted to sit on his porch and play those 2 songs.
What's a dobro sound like if you hold it like an acoustic, a normal guitar, or like because most people, don't they put it down on their lap, a dobro?
There's different
okay.
Yeah, they're if it's got a square neck, you're gonna have to sit in on your lap. If it's got a round neck, you can do either or.
Okay.
It
All right.
sounds like a dobro. Like it depends. But
never played.
I have found that it's easier to teach younger kids than it is adults, especially adults with some experience in this. There are a couple reasons. Number one, they don't have to unlearn anything. They don't have any habits that get in their way.
They don't have the kids don't have a comfort zone yet.
Right, exactly. Because here's the thing: when you've got a comfort zone, when you've accomplished some things, in some ways that becomes a hindrance.
Yeah,
because
it makes sense.
What happens is when you try something
perpetual
new,
rut.
Well, and it gets frustrating, and it is frustrating. I don't know how many of us remember what it was like when we first started, but I distinctly remember being 13 years old, sitting in my bedroom floor, getting mad at myself and mad at the guitar because I couldn't make my fingers do what I wanted to do, right? And until I told myself to calm the down, and settle myself, then things started to change. Once you accomplish something, once you've got some licks in your repertoire, once you know some stuff, when you start to push and you hit that level of frustration, what do? You retreat back into what you know.
You revert back to what you got.
Right. And that's okay. But the problem is we don't realize we're doing it when we do it. We just quit beating ourselves up and go back to what we're comfortable with. And we tell ourselves, this is what I do, and
that's me. In a nutshell.
At some point, everybody hits a level. At some point, it's like, because here's the thing. Like, I've been playing for almost 40 years, and there are some things that I cannot do. And I still work on it because I wanna. Like, I can't speed pick for love or money. I try, and I'm gonna keep trying, and I'm gonna keep trying, and I don't care if it sounds like crap. I'm gonna keep trying because I want to do it. And I'll keep playing with techniques. The wrist, not loose wrist, flap the wrist, anchor the fingers. I'm going to keep
elbow,
the whole thing. Here's the thing. Like I there for a while when I was doing it, because I'd seize up my wrist. I started to get tennis elbow, And I'm like, oh, this is weird. And, like getting old sucks, obviously, but like,
I know
so
all.
it's like,
I can tell you stories.
right. So, I'm going to keep doing it. But I know there's some things I'm probably, not going to be able to do. But so where can I push myself in other ways? Like doing these challenges, like Ficho, the Croatian.
Yeah, that was cool what you
I
did. I
tr-
saw
I
it
tr-
when you
I
posted it.
tried. It wasn't enough. There wasn't enough playing for me to come up, and it wasn't like a regular pentatonic or major scale was going to work with.
Right.
It was like all minor Egyptian type stuff, or
It was
in my
very Black
mind.
Sabbath. It was very Black Sabbath. It felt like Sabbath to me. And
I
and
couldn't
and
come
I
up.
was like, okay, clearly I need to do something different.
Mhm.
Okay. And so I'm like, all right, well, what works in this situation? So I found something, and to make 1 minute of music, it took me 2 days. Now, granted, like like when you're adults, you got adult responsibilities. So I probably spent like 3 hours on it, just trying to come up with what I came up with. And could I do it better?
I couldn't get the timing of. I tried it, and I couldn't get the timing to where I played something that kind of made sense off of what the riff he was doing, and then stop. And that the collaboration we did. When I did it, I'm thinking I gave you plenty of room, but really, other than giving you room for this, just to do a solo by yourself, I didn't give you much room a lot of times. But what you came up with, man, worked. I mean, I thought it sounded, it turned out pretty good. Like
Well,
I don't know if you got that email I sent you, but that should have been. We should have titled that "Crispy on Top of Mush," because you had nice crisp, you know, and mine was, kind of my distorted. I used a different patch, which I've since uh, reinvented. But anyway, but
right.
it turned out good. But
No,
that's it's really weird jamming virtually or whatever you want to call it, but in the collaboration thing, it's it would be so much more cool to do it in person, because then you can, you realize, okay, I got to stop, let you do yours, and then you'll stop, I'll do mine.
Well, what you find is you start to feel what like 8 bars feels like.
Yeah, I'm not.
And,
I can't count out 8 bars and play. I get
well, and
lost.
the
And
thing is, you don't like you don't actually like. We're not. You don't count when you do it. You kind of. I mean, you may to begin with, but then you get a feel for it, and you're like, okay, it's about like this, and like these kinds of the challenges are really beneficial because they teach you about phrasing. Ficho's thing was really good because like it's very clear you've got this much space, so you need to create an idea, extend that idea, resolve that idea on the beat. And
right
it's
when I thought
challenging.
I had something, it's like, up, my time's up.
Right,
So I
right,
gave up. I gave up
right.
on it.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing: it's the trying, right? It's the trying.
Exactly. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun trying.
It's very fun. It's very
Absolutely,
fun.
absolutely.
So,
Okay,
but
so when you mentioned that you were teaching Dogpa said he has to behave now, which is, I hope he has
all
been,
right,
because
I'm
I haven't
off
been able to
duty.
follow.
I am off duty. Okay. If you're in the grocery store and someone's robbing the grocery store and the cop is off duty, what does he do? I'm off duty, man. I'm not the grammar police. I'm not the music police. There are better
Look,
teachers.
you got to understand, the doc is.
Oh,
You got to keep an eye on this guy. He can be trouble in chats.
I before E, except after C. That's all I remember.
except in
And
words like neighbor and way. Yeah.
I don't remember that from school. I just remember my niece correcting
Jesse,
me all
you
the
and I
time.
have
My
to have a
niece.
talk. We have to have a talk about this I before E, because I really do not understand the English language. I thought I was better.
Okay.
I thought
Here's
I was
the thing.
smart.
All right. No. Here's the thing. I could go on a long rant about like old lady English teacher grammar rules and what they really do. All right. I don't play that game. I'm not interested in that game. I'm interested in helping people communicate. All right. And communicating effectively. And part of that is knowing your audience. And if your audience doesn't give a red rat's ass, if you have I before E, then you don't have to give a red rat's ass.
It doesn't really matter. I know.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, Hack was asking how the challenge is coming. Hack, I've got Daniel Horsley's solo I need to put in there. I need to put his video on it, and then I want to show it to everybody, and I want you to tell me if you're in sync or out of sync. I did my best to put everybody in sync, but if you're like, you need to go back and work on that. Like I was gonna try and get it done by today, but I wanted to do Laurie's challenge. If Laurie's here, Laurie, I'm gonna send you the video later tonight. Ficho, like I said, I spent 2 days working on that, and I sent it to him, and he goes, this is the third one, so you get to do the outro solo. Here's my solo. And I'm like, oh God, dude, I got.
You're the you're the outro.
Now it's like, oh God, now I got to do this too. And he's really cool.
So you got to do another one.
I got to do another one. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm just like, I was like, dude, if you had any idea how much I struggled just to do 1 minute, now you want me to do the rest of it. Which
Jesse won the prize that he didn't necessarily, maybe not want to, but now that he has, he's happy.
Yeah. And Lars Guitars, listen, dude, I'm sorry. I should have said, give me as much as you can. I shouldn't have said play through the whole thing. I should have said, just give me as much as you can, because then I could edit it and make it fit. So
if you want to, hey Larry, if you want to do like 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes, just start at the beginning. Try to come in on the 1 or the, whatever. Or
tell me where you come in.
Yeah, if you come in on the 2 or the 3, let Jesse know when you and send it to him. Send him 3. You don't. He's only going to use a minute or 2 of it anyway, but it just makes it easier to sync 2 choruses. It just makes it easier for him to put it all together if you jammed all 13 minutes of it. I mean, to me, I can jam to the same progression if it's even just 2 chords for a half an hour.
Freebird.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like meditation for you, Don. I watch you, and basically, like, you get into the music and you wiggle your fingers and you don't think about anything else. I think it's meditation for you.
It just, well, it's a blessing and a curse. The curse is I have no idea what I'm doing, and the blessing is I don't have to worry about what I'm doing. It just comes out. So.
You can never play the same thing.
Exceptions, yeah.
I could never play the same thing twice.
But
Lars, if I'm doing a cover,
there's still time, Larry. If you want to do just jam, do 4 minutes and send it to Jesse. You got his, or send it to me and I'll send it whatever. You got Jesse's email. Send it in. Let's get the more the merrier. But it'll be up sooner than later, right?
Yeah, it will be.
And if it takes a little longer, we'll premiere it next Tuesday.
We could. So,
whatever.
All right. Did you want to see this behemoth or not?
Oh yeah, we have show and tell. This is the ultimate. Now I challenge anybody in here. You may have one, but I haven't seen it on your channel. Now I've been a little neglectful of going through everybody's channel lately.
So many ways we can go with that. Nothing.
Well, we're gonna go. Continue. We're talking guitars, folks. Anybody? Hey, there's Hugh Caldwell, our Scottish friend.
Hey, Hugh.
And there's some other people in there, but I think I said hi in the chat. So spell check Don. Yeah. Well, I use I open another window and figure out how to spell it. But
watch
bring
out
it up, Jesse.
Hold on. Spell check. Problem with spell check. Spell check will only catch certain things. For example, a friend of mine drove by a school one time and somebody graffitied it, and he wrote on the side of it school sucks deck. Okay. Now spell check will not catch that error. All right.
God.
So, anyway. All right.
Gotcha.
Now here's the thing. Okay, folks. Understand this. That Don was a salesman. And so Don is all about the sale. Okay. So Don is going to sell it to you. All right. Don's going to make it sound like it's the biggest thing since Jesus Christ.
Well, it is, because none of you guys have shown that you have a guitar that remotely resembles this. And if you're a Jimmy Page fan, this is a very groovy show and tell.
All right, so here we go.
There
all
you
right,
go.
so I
built you up. I built you up, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
And it's blue. It's blue. I love blue. Blue's the greatest color guitar out there.
Understand. This comes from the money.
Mitch, bring me back.
No.
Have you all seen my blue guitar? I love blue.
Oh God! All right, so this was Kurt. In many ways, Don, I have you to thank for this. Okay, because you paid me to put those Lawler pickups in your guitar.
Right. Oh, well, there you go.
I got a hole in mine.
That money got reinvested in.
All right. Mitch, you got to isolate Jesse. Isolate Jesse.
It's a J Tercer. So don't. That's what I'm saying. Don was selling this thing. It's a J Tercer, okay, but it's a double neck. So it's the one guitar I've never had, a double neck 612. So
And good luck tuning it. Good luck tuning it. God.
Yeah, well, that's what I hear.
Man.
Like 12-string players spend half their time tuning and the other half playing out of tune. I'm looking forward to that.
Mitch's music, they would sell a lot of J Terces.
Here's the thing: when I worked at the music store I taught at, J Tercers were some of the first lines they brought in, and you go on the interwebs and you'll see various people with various attitudes about it, and J Tercers are what they are, but like the fit and finish was always pretty good. The electronics could get weird sometimes. The nut slots could get weird sometimes. But the cool thing was they were really cheap. Okay. You usually got like a decent play out of it. I bought a double cut, like a Les Paul double cut style. It was the first guitar I bought from that store. And I played it for a couple of years and it sounded good. Now the frets were kind of cheap and I started wearing through them pretty quick, but it was a great first guitar. And so the thing is, like, I didn't pay a whole lot for this, and I know how to do setups and I know how to wire guitars. So I'm thinking, I've got some ideas. I want to put like some P90s in the 12-string side. I want a single coil.
Really?
Yeah, I want the chime. You think about the great 12-string sounds. It's usually like a Ricky or like a Fender 12 or something like that. The single coil, you're going to get more. I think anyway, you're going to get more. Tell me if I'm wrong, somebody. But I think you're going to.
I think they chime more. I think they chime more. Absolutely.
So I'm thinking about that, and then and I learned this. I learned this working on cheap, because I love cheap guitars, because you're not afraid to work on them. You never like if this thing needed a refret, like I'd be like, I'll try. I've refretted one guitar. It didn't work out really well, but I'll try again, and I'll try it on a piece of junk, because if I screw it up, what if I'm?
Do they feel like they need to be refretted?
No, I'm looking at the frets, and I'm not going to hold it up again, because I was telling Don.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, here's the thing. Like when I first got it, like the 12-string action's in decent shape, which I'm encouraged by, because like the only other electric 12 I had was a Kappa Continental, and the neck started to get a pretty good bow in it, and I didn't know about adjusting the truss rod then. And I'm not even sure if it would have, but the action on the 12 feels good. Like, I don't think I got to do much on that. The action on the 6 is kind of high. And so I sighted it to see if there was relief in the neck. And so I had it right up to my nose. And I don't know who had this guitar, but it was either in the basement and it was next to a dog.
I would say they had animals.
It was like, oh man, we're going to put you down until I get the parts necessary to do this thing up proper. I don't think it's going to need a fret dressing. I think the frets are. I don't see a whole lot of wear in the frets. The neck looks pretty good. In fact, like it looks like it could use some relief. I probably am going to have to shim the 6 neck, because it's a bolt on, which I'm fine with. Like the thing, and it's completely irrational. I don't need it. I don't freaking need it. Look over there.
We never need another guitar. Yeah, we're all like that. We're all like that.
I don't need it. But here's the thing. My last band, we were doing, it was a cover band, and we did 2 Zeppelin tunes. We did the Immigrant Song, and we did, like Whole Lot, or not Whole Lot of Love, Rock and Roll. Okay. And the band loved doing Zeppelin tunes. And I was like, what would be cool is if we did a Zeppelin song that not everybody does. So we were not going to do Stairway to Heaven, but I was thinking like The Song Remains the Same, or the Rain Song, or something like that. Well, maybe not the Rain Song. That kind of drags. But The Song Remains the Same would have been a cool song to do.
So you're gonna rip out all the electronics and put new pickups and all?
Well, because here's one of the other drawbacks in it is, normally if this were a Gibson or an Epiphone, there'd be 3 switches. There'd be this one here to control, probably, but from one neck to the other neck. This one controls the pickups here. There should be another one right here to control the pickups here.
Oh yeah.
But they said we're not going to do that because like it's a budget guitar. So
Right.
they didn't put one there. And that might not be a problem, but the other thing is this knob controls both pickups on this one. This knob controls both pickups on this one. There's
Yeah.
only a tone knob. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to wire it up so that all the neck pickups go to this volume pot, all the bridge pickups go to this volume pot.
That's a cool idea.
And then I can cut it off here, so that it's a little more functional. Because
well, that's going to be quite a project, but that'll be interesting as all get out, I think. So what do you guys think of that? How about that? A double? Does anybody else, please, if somebody else has one and I missed it somehow, let me know who else has a double neck guitar. And I want to say hi to Dave's Guitar Channel. It's cool. And Mr. Metal, thanks for coming in.
Probably not, because everybody's smarter than that. Like there's a reason. Like when the music store I taught at, they started selling Epiphones, and they had an Epiphone 612 in there, and I picked it up and I was like, no wonder Jimmy Page did heroin. His back is destroyed. Like no wonder. That thing was monstrous. I was just like, nah. This one I actually like this one better. It's smaller. It's a little more compact. I like the cutaways a little better. And if something happens to it, I'm not out a whole lot. So
there you go. Good job. I think it's going to be cool. I love the color. Of course, I like blue.
Right.
Once you get it set up, if you play Stairway to Heaven, which I guess you're not allowed to play that now
not even
because
at
so.
gunpoint.
Yeah. But it would sound good, I'm sure.
Well, here's the thing. Don and I were talking about this a couple of days ago.
I know.
Like when I was 14 years old, like a lot of people, I thought Stairway to Heaven was the greatest song in the world, right? Like the remember classic rock stations in the 80s, and they would do like call-ins to vote for your favorite song. I voted for Stairway to Heaven.
What's 98 Rock in Baltimore? 98 Rock.
No,
remember
it was
KTK.
Was it 100 GRX?
Yeah,
that was
GR.
one.
Okay, that was before.
They were the first classic rock. 98 Rock in the 70s and the 80s played a lot of crazy
Jesse,
stuff.
I think you're wrong. I think KTK was like underground radio, man.
Okay.
It was like so cool. It's like the guy would
Was
do
that
the
out
news.
of Annapolis?
I have no idea, but all I know is we used to sit down in my buddy's basement doing what we weren't supposed to be doing, listening to, and we're listening to Low Spark, a High Heeled Boys by Traffic, and Down by the River. Everybody knows This Is Nowhere. That whole album. They played the whole album. It was.
Do you guys?
Good.
Do you remember the Grease Man? Don, you might remember him.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I listened to him.
DC 101. DC
101.
He said he played with the Village people. We saw him at Hammerjacks. The only time I was down there, and the Village people were there. He was playing with the Village people.
Maybe the best rock and roll show I ever saw, and I'm going to go out on a limb. Kicks at Hammerjacks New Year's Eve. Oh my God!
Did you get a fight?
I tried really hard not to because I saw a fight in Hammerjacks. I saw a fight days, outside of Hammerjacks.
Yeah.
And he was killing the dude. It wasn't a situation. It wasn't like being a teacher. I'm talking about like 9 times out of 10 when two guys fight, it's usually posture, and they're desperately wanting somebody to pull them apart.
Right.
Okay. This guy was not. This guy was beating this guy to death.
Was he a boxer?
I didn't stop and ask because he was beating a guy to death.
But could you tell that he was?
Here's what I could tell. He had him on the ground, and he had an excellent.
Oh, he had him on the ground. That's not a box. Okay.
Shoulder in, shoulder in.
Sledgehammer.
Okay? And then the dude's
Sledgehammer
girlfriend came up, and he punched her in the mouth and shut her up, and then went back to beating the crap out of this guy. And I said to my buddy, "I think we're going to leave now."
Yeah.
But I think we're going to leave.
I think
now.
for a lot of people, hey, there's another guest, new guest, Ruffalo 09. I say
Ruffalo.
Right? And
Ruffalo
and Mark Tanner. Cool.
Hey, Mark.
You got a comment. You're going to be the new Don Felder.
Oh yeah.
Get that blue bad boy running.
It doesn't take much to get Don Henley to hate you, I hear. So
Yeah, don't do any Eagles on YouTube, folks. You know, we don't want Don Henley to lose any money. Jesus Christ. You know, I love the Eagles, but I just spot it. Like I would really, really love to run into Don Henley. Like if I went back out to Vegas, if ever, you know, COVID, you know, everybody's vaccinated and everything's back to normal, and I'm out there and I just happen to see him somehow for who knows, just the, you know, luck of the draw, just 2 seconds. Man, I love your music, but man, you are such a
Man.
DICK, you know, just and then walk away from him. I would have to do it. I would just have to do it. I'd adore him. He'd be saying, "Oh Christ, it's another, you know, fan adulation," and then I'd say, "But you are such a dick."
Now, here's the thing. I mean, like from what I'm reading, he's trying to protect his not only his revenue stream, but musicians who are supposed to get paid when people play their music. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying
So why hasn't he sued every band in the United States and the rest of the world that's played Peaceful Easy Feeling at the bar? Isn't that the same thing? Isn't that the same thing?
If here's the thing, if you can rat out a bar, I played at a bar one time that they had the radio playing in the bar, and someone contacted I don't know, ASCAP or whatever, and said that this bar was playing the radio, and ASCAP showed up and said, "You owe us money," you know.
Really?
Yeah, really. Like, you know,
God.
so
Look, I understand. I appreciate what they're trying to, but how much is it? How many millions is enough? Honest to God, really? Why give a shit? Honest, come on. You know, that's just the way I look at it.
I don't know. Because here's the thing: for every Don Henley, there's a lot of musicians who aren't Don Henley, who are also trying to support themselves. And once upon a time, they could, but the market has changed, and the way they get paid has changed, and you know, and they're trying to figure it out. I don't have the answers, so
I guarantee they're still getting you know, checks in the mail every day.
Somebody is.
Somebody
I don't know
is.
if they
It
are,
depends. I guess it depends what kind of contract they signed when they were young and dumb. And
well, it's
I know a lot of them got. I love reading these rock and roll, you know, books about rock stars, you know, and like I'm telling you, folks, the best book to read about all this, about when they start and how these guys get screwed over as kids, is read John Fogerty's book. Nobody,
right.
John
Yeah,
Fogerty, whether you like him or not,
over.
like what you like, whether you like Creedence Clearwater Revival or whether you like John Fogerty or not, if you read this book, nobody deserved to go through with this, because John Fogerty was Creedence Clearwater Revival. Yeah. He taught his brother the guitar. I think his brother was the bass or the other guitarist. He taught the bass player what notes to play. He told the drummer how to play the drums to the songs. And well, we won't get into all that.
Right. Dave's Guitar Channel. Who'd he sue, or who sued him? Was it Don Felder?
He tries to
protect
the writers unless the writers in the band. Yeah, that must have been Felder. That's probably what he's referring to.
I don't know the dude. I'm not defending him. I'm not disparaging him. You know, just trying.
Well, enough of all that. Hey, Jesse. So what do we got coming up? We got the Croatian guy. You got our the blues thing we're doing, the thrill thing we're doing. What else you got going? What else you got going?
I'm gonna send Laurie my bossa nova take tonight.
Oh, you did the bossa nova? I tried. I you know, it's like really similar to Black Orpheus, but it's not. And it just did. I didn't feel like I was, you know. So I picked the B minor metal. It didn't sound like metal to me. It sounded like hard rock, but you know, B minor G to A. I'm all over that, man. Because what's cool about that is when the backing tracks, when the backing track starts, it's just the B minor, real fast B minor G to A, and right at 1 minute it changes to when he slows it down. So it's
Right.
perfect. I played to the fast part.
I did that one. Laurie had that one on her first challenge, and I did that one. I contemplated, because there's a fast part and a slow part. I had something for the fast part. I contemplated trying to come up with something for the slow part, just so I could splice them together or something like that. But I like the bossa nova one was challenging me because I don't normally play that style, and it doesn't.
Cool.
I mean, I didn't master the style by any stretch of the imagination. It pretty much sounds like me noodling over a bossa nova change, but
You're not a scaredy cat. You're not a scaredy cat. That's for sure.
Oh no, I'm chicken shit. I'm totally chicken shit. You know, but I'm too stupid to know better. Anyway, so Irving
Good.
A's off.
Felder won in the court. Cool. Good. Henley,
Yeah.
So Henley's down a few million from that court case, but that's
a happy ending for Felder. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
I like that lead in
Fry.
One of These Nights and I guess Hotel California.
Okay.
But One of These Nights, that the lead in One of These Nights, I thought was one of the best, coolest guitar. I mean, that was I was the nerdy kind of guy that, back in the day, you go to, see a band, go someplace and see a band. I stand up there I must have creeped out. I don't know how many guitar players, because I just stand there and watch what they were doing. Everybody else is dancing. None of the girls are going to dance with me anyway, so that's a good thing because I'm a lousy dancer. But I just stand there and watch it. But I never learned anything from watching those guys. It's like I needed to play. I needed somebody to play it like this. So, and if somebody showed me something, I could usually pick it up.
Right.
It was like you would watch somebody say, "I think I can do that. I think I can do that."
By the time I got home and sobered up, it's like, what did he do? I don't.
Yeah.
I think for me, like I remember when I was in college, there was a really good. I graduated from Penn State in '91, and there was a really good college bar scene up in State College, and there were some great bands that played some great cover tunes, and I would go see them. And I learned a lot about like just stage presence and crafting a good set list and rehearsing, because those bands were really tight and they were playing some really complicated stuff. Like there was a band that like there was one band you would go out and you would hear Cult of Personality. That's a hard freaking song to play, and they were on it.
Could a guitar player play? Could he play like Vernon Reid?
Well, I mean,
not many people.
His own version of it. Like, I don't think Vernon Reid could play that same solo twice. From what I remember reading, like he was really pissed off for some reason, and he just went in there and just like spazzed. He destroyed it. I love. That's one of my favorite guitar solos. And he was
doesn't
done.
Make any sense. Like, it's non-melodic, but it fit perfect.
So did it.
Yeah, that riff is killer. That riff is really killer. But there were some band, and they were there was a band that would do the Tubes. Love the freaking Tubes. They would do Zeppelin, but they had a keyboard player, so they would do Kashmir. Oh my God. And they would just kill Kashmir. This was the 80s. So what other stuff? I don't know. It was just, a lot of, I remember like, there's something about going into and hearing a band play something like Thin Lizzy's Jailbreak or The Boys Are Back in Town.
I like that song.
And you're just like, you hear that, and you hear that sound of the chainsaw going through chocolate, and you're like, oh yes, I want to do that. I mean, it was motivating more than the one thing I learned. I remember seeing a guy do that harmonic thing that Eddie Van Halen did on it's on Van Halen 2, where he trills with his left hand and he slides the edge of his right hand along the strings, and it does like this harmonic thing that he described as a grandfather clock falling down the stairs. What song was it?
A lot of Van Halen nuts in this chat.
Which one was on Van Halen 2?
No, we'll see. But hey, Jesse, let me ask you a question. And I got to ask Dave's Guitar Channel and Guitar, because you guys are all been in bands or in bands, whatever. Did you usually have control over what songs got played? Did you because so many times I would see a band and they'd have everybody going, really going, and then they start playing. They pick the wrong time to play a slow song, or they, it's like it was such a wrong time to play a slow song that nobody went up and danced to the slow song. It's like,
well, here's the thing,
it's like somebody unplugged. It's like everything was like electric around the whole place, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, and people started leaving. It's really weird.
Well, here's the thing, like a couple of things. Number one, you got to know your audience. If you're playing someplace where the people are younger, I think the music should stay faster. I remember, like I was in my last band, there were three lead singers. Like we take turns singing leads, and we had this gig, and it was a really good gig, and I was like, no slow stuff, man. Let's just hit them with energy the whole way across. Well, we got through the first set, and we were like a third of the way into the second set, and it was a VFW, and so like some old dude came up and was like, y'all play us a slow one, we're losing our feet over here. And I was like, oh, I forgot, I'm playing to a bunch of septuagenarians. They probably need a slow song in there.
Was this the same band that me and Janet saw up there at the festival with acoustic? The guy that played acoustic?
Yeah.
One guy played acoustic guitar?
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and like when you're playing with a group of musicians, like you got to deal with egos. Everybody's got one. That's why you're up on stage, so there's some compromise. And sometimes
it would be so much fun. I can't. I'm sure that happens, but I just can't.
There are songs you
how
love
that
to
gets
play.
in the way.
There are songs that are okay. There are songs you can't stand playing, but you play it because somebody else in the band loves it. Like in the last band I was in, our bass player, like the one lead singer was in his late 50s. At the time, I was in my mid 40s. The bass player was in his 30s, and the other guitar players was in his 20s.
That was the gunslinger, yeah, the young guy.
Yeah, a former student of mine.
Right.
But so we covered a wide range, and where was I going with this? Crap. Hold on. What was I thinking?
When the people want to play, slow it down or speed it up.
Right. Well, but the thing is, the bass player, right? So the bass player loved. I mean, well, he still loves it. We're just not a band anymore. Loved Weezer. Loved Weezer. I miss Weezer. Goes right over my head, musically speaking. I'm lots of people love them. Is
that upbeat stuff? Upbeat?
This song was not. This song was "Say It Ain't So," and it's a slow, plodding song. But
I think I know the song.
But it was near and dear to his heart. And since he's singing all the high vocal stuff, when we're doing other stuff, you sometimes got to throw a guy a bone. And so it's like, all right, well, we'll play this song, but understand, I can't do lots of this, and then I would do it, I'd do things to make myself happy, but while staying true to the song, but, so it's, and, like, one guy, like, it's funny because it becomes a game of, well, I want to do this song. Well, I hate that group. Well, how about this song? And so it becomes a negotiation. It's like, all right, well, I'm willing to play this song. Are you willing to play this song? Okay, yeah, we'll do that. And some songs everybody agrees on. Some songs everybody's like, yeah, this is awesome, especially if you play it someplace and they all get up and dance. If they all get up and dance, you're like, this is a good song. We need to include this next time. Make sure it shows up here.
Right.
So because we all want the same payoff.
Grand Funk Locomotion. I remember that.
We never thought to play that one, but that would be.
We get a lot of people dancing. I was only in one band that, like I was telling Don, every lead sounded like Johnny Be Good. It's the only thing I could do. But anyway,
we still want to see you do Johnny Be Good. What song was it, Mitch? I mean,
what song? Smoke on the Water. It don't matter. I can put it in. I would put it in. It don't matter.
That's the one we want to see. We want to see the Johnny Be Good.
I'm exaggerating.
That would be interesting.
You were a wizard back then, Mitch.
Oh, it was terrible.
You're a wizard today. You were a wizard back then, buddy.
Too funny.
Terrible.
Too funny.
All right, Jesse, you want to go hug your wife?
Yeah, I probably better do that. So, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
We
I had a
enjoyed
great
having
time.
you on.
It was
Good luck
thanks
with
for
that
coming. Really
project
great.
you got, man, and all your collaborations you're doing. And we're looking
Yeah.
forward to the big one coming up.
Yeah.
But don't rush it. Don't rush it. I think Lars is going to do a few minutes, so wait a couple days, and Lars will get you something.
Okay.
Did I pass the grade?
You did, Mitch. It sounded good,
I-
man.
Mitch, you did really good. Mitch, let
I
me
think
tell you
it-
something.
I don't know. I always think it could
We're
sound
not
better.
going to talk too much about it, but Mitch,
No, Mitch. We always think
this
you
is
could sound better. That's you're never
everybody
satisfied.
think.
And that's
Everybody.
okay. That's part of what makes you do.
Yeah.
The minute you're like, yeah, I got that down, it ain't gonna get any better than that.
Oh, I'll never say I got
Pick it
that.
up.
I'll
You're
never
done.
say I got that
you
down.
just told yourself you're done.
Yeah.
So it's a constant state of I want to do it better. I want to do it better.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Jesse Guitar Hack saying with his band, everybody gets a turn to bring one in and they see if it works. They go out and try it and see if it works.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
there have
that
been
would make
times I've played songs that I just freaking hated, but if it makes you happy and most important, if the crowd likes it, because there have been plenty of songs like we used to play the Immigrant Song. I love the Immigrant Song. Love the Immigrant Song. Love playing the Immigrant, and we played it really well. Like because our drummer was just insane. He was a machine.
Did you guys play it pretty true to the song?
Yeah, we did. The only thing, none of us could hit that falsetto, so I gave that to Dave. I was like, Dave, this is what you need to do. All right, I want play these notes, okay, and mean it. And he was like, okay, because he was Dave, and he would do that, and then I come in, I'd have to sing it an octave lower, but we did our best to do as true to it, and we just rocked the hell out of it. And I still remember, oh God, okay, all right, and then I'm done, I promise. We played that song at a bar, and we just crushed it. We absolutely crushed it, and we all ended perfectly. And when we were done, nobody applauded, but you could hear the gentle sound of people tapping their phone.
What a ball buster. Jesus Christ.
And it was so funny because we knew. I mean, here's the thing. If you're true to yourself, if you're honest, completely painfully honest with yourself, you know when you play shit, you know when you play okay, when you're like, we were all firing on the same cylinder we were all firing on all cylinders. And even the drummer, who was the most critical, our drummer was amazing. And here we go. Because he was in an original band with our bass player and Dave called Tip of the Whisker. Okay. And they've got songs on YouTube. They're well worth checking out. This drummer was killer. And he was also a perfectionist. Like he was constantly like, he had the metronome going on in his head. And he was just like, I can never deviate from the beat. I got to get this right. And even he was like, we killed it. And it was just like, this is not our
appreciation.
audience. This is no. I mean, here's the thing, dude. This is not our audience. We need to find our audience. This is not it. So we all laughed. We were just like, dun, 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 dun.
But it's cool you had the moment,
And we all cracked up. We laughed at them. We were like, it was just funny. Anyway, all right. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thanks for coming in, Jesse. That was
Thanks,
great.
Jesse. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you. Anytime,
All
man.
right, I'll be talking to you.
Okay.
There you go. You figured it
All
out.
right. Yeah.
All right.
That was fun. Very good.
That was a good.
Excellent.
I think that was a good interview.
Excellent.
Hey,
Excellent.
Hetriani's in the house. Michael
Yes.
Laughing Easy. I think I said it right. I hope I said it right because I should know it by now.
Yeah, I think you did.
Michael's doing some
Laughing
cool
Sea.
videos.
Laughing Sea.
Home improved Laughing Sea. It's Laughing Sea? I thought it was Laughing Easy. Laughing Sea. You're right. Yeah. What am I?
There's
I'm
no
such a-
knee.
I'm
There's
such a-
no knee in there.
Hey, I'm getting there. Brought to you by Sky. Cheers. Where's the front? There it is. Sky Vodka. It's kicking in. Well, we're an hour and a half in, so yeah, it's about right.
It's not like the beer. Yeah,
No,
a couple weeks ago.
let me tell you something. I am not drinking craft beer in one of our streams anymore. that was embarrassing. Oh my God. but I stopped drinking beer. And if you're going to stop drinking beer, you want to start drinking beer again, stick with the Coors Light and the Miller's Light and the Bud Light, and then work your way up to the craft beer, because craft beer is like
something doesn't
doing
look
shots
right.
of.
Something doesn't look right.
Yeah, well, you get me. Thank you. Did you guys like a commercial that we did? I thought that was cool.
Oh yeah, the intro. Oh yeah, the intro.
Well, the intro was very groovy, but the commercial that we did pre stream, where you popped into my music room. I don't know how you do all that, man. I got to learn that stuff. That is so cool.
Now, does anybody
switching to Glide? What's Glide? All right,
I got a
that went over
question.
my head.
I mean, I know you don't think it is, but got anybody in here? Do they think the Lone Ranger theme, the whatever the real name of the song
William
is,
Tell Overture?
do you think that would be copyrighted if I played that? You think I would get a claim for playing that?
I love that song. I've loved that song since.
It sounds good. It sounds good with the video. I mean,
it does.
What we did.
I
mean, it matches up pretty good.
Because when Mitch first did it and showed it to me, of course, he used the Star Wars, right?
Yeah, I did the same thing, but it's just like what I play for our intro. But I had to.
Right.
You
can't use Star Wars. It's well documented. You can't use anything Star Wars.
Well, I saw somebody had it up, but he had a disclaimer on there saying blah 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 blah. Unless YouTube put that on. I know when I had my video up for 2 days, it said I didn't put it up. YouTube did say this song does not belong. Blah blah blah. Then after like the third or fourth day, they took the whole thing down.
So I suggested the William Tell, just something, I don't know what, and I listened and I found one. And I mean, the song was written in the 1800s. I don't think there can be any copyright claims on it. Maybe somebody owns the rights to it.
He said,
Dave, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you can go ahead, read it.
The copyright is probably clear. However, the recording you want to use is protected. I don't know, Dave.
What's the difference? I don't understand.
If you like go to the YouTube box and search William Tell Overture, this one comes up and one comes up without any commercials. It's not monetized, and it's got a picture of, I guess, the composer, from the 1800s. I thought that song was older in the 1800s. I was shocked that it was like 1840 something. I want to say that. I don't know, because I did some research on it, but I can't remember. But it just fit that whole, and like I showed it to Janet. She said, well, the music's too fast for as slow as the letters. And I said, that's a good point. In other words, you could maybe speed up how fast the font, the story comes. But it's such a cool song. Nobody cares, because I think everybody loves that song, the Lone Ranger theme. It's the William Tell Overture, but I'm not. That'd be interesting. I think you should try it next week just to see what happens, Mitch.
I'll check it out more. I'll research it more. Actually, I've been following this lawyer too on YouTube. Just started following him, and that's what he does.
Why don't you comment? Why don't you write in the comments? Maybe he'll answer you.
Yeah, I might. He would know. He does live streams about music. What you can
go on the live stream. There, he'll definitely answer if you go on the live.
Of course,
stream.
I forget his name, but I followed him. I got to.
Whoever owns the record. Oh, okay, all right, Dave. I was going to say something. I don't know what, but anyway, it's a cool song. I mean, as a kid, I thought the Lane, before, I read comic books and all, but, TV was, as a kid, and I just thought the Lone Ranger was God, Superman, the old Superman. I hated that Superman because he wasn't, the first Superman, the guy that George Reeves or whatever, the guy killed him.
Yeah, my dad was in the service with him.
Is that, you said that?
Yeah.
But he wasn't, I read the comics and, Superman was like Mr. Muscle, and the same thing with the Batman. We talked about this last week, Bruce, Adam West. He did a good job as Batman, but he just didn't look muscular. So,
but he was tall though. I think. Did Michael?
Big dude.
Michael Keaton didn't look. It's a suit, Michael Keaton.
What they did with the modern day Batman movies is he had a suit that made him look muscular.
Right.
The suit, but the comic book, the guy was, was a muscular dude, Batman, whatever. So, all right, enough comic books. We did comic books last week. For a film, I was hired to record Turkey in the Straw. The copyright was free, but the owner of the recording wanted big bucks, so they hired me to duplicate. Huh. That's interesting. There you go. So, what, Mitch? We haven't. It's been a good while. When are you going to do a jam video, man?
I did. Well, I got that one with the blues thing. It's
Nah,
that's
a Mitch Heyman original or a Mitch Heyman jam to a.
Give me one of
track.
what you've been doing lately. Give me one of those.
I'll send it over to you. All right, I'll send you something. You want blues or you want me something more rockish?
Like what you did last? It don't matter. I'm gonna try to run it through like what's it called?
Yeah, we
handy share.
Briefly touched on the handy. Yeah. Hey guys, let me tell you something. What I do, I record direct into the back of the Q8. The Q8, has its own whatever, it's like a mini recorder, whatever. But when you what do you do when the camera to the computer, is that uploading it or downloading? Uploading it, right?
Yeah, you're just moving data from
you're
one
moving
place
you're
to
moving it from
the
camera into the computer.
Okay?
Yeah. But if you're not using a DAW, like I'm not using a DAW with that, obviously, it's going into the Q8 and then into my computer. But before I post it, this thing Handy Share, they give you a link when you buy anything Zoom, and it's really cool. It's got it's like, I guess, an audio editing, you would call it, but
it enhances
very minor. Enhance.
Yeah. But it does the whole video. But you only get one. It can only do MOV files, nothing else. We'll save it as an MOV file.
Right. So this is a movie file. So this is not coming out of a DAW. This is not coming out of Reaper or GarageBand or whatever. If you have Mac or whatever the guys use on the Mac thing. But what's cool is it's got. I add the room reverb. You can add. It's got all the reverbs, but some of them just sound, it ruins it. But the room reverb really adds to it. And then it has this thing where you can maximize it or ultra maximize it. And what I did with the video I did last night is I recorded it. I turned the levels down so it wasn't as loud. And then I hit the ultra maximizer. And I think it sounded really good. I'm not sure what I played was all that great, but I think the sound was pretty good, between the Helix patch that I made, because it wasn't overdone. It wasn't over delayed or over distorted. And Handy Share is pretty cool for any of you guys that aren't real, up and up on audio editing for your videos. So just something. I think you would like if somebody recorded the thing through their phone. Mitch, couldn't they use that? Does the phone? What happens when you do a video from your phone and then put it into your computer? Is that what kind of file is that?
It's going to be the same thing.
A movie file? Is it a movie file?
Yeah, it's movie file's a movie file, whether it's on the phone or.
Okay, well, I don't know these things. That's
it's the same.
But the Handy Share is handyshare.com, I guess, right?
Check this song out. Hold on. Oh, that's wrong. Hold on, I got to do it. How do I do it?
Okay. Take your time.
Video file, Matt. I want to share your link if I can play it. Yeah, I think it's share screen. I think I can do share audio. I want to play your video.
Go ahead. That's fine.
Chrome tab. Here it is. This is yours. You see it?
Yeah. It doesn't sound. It sounds watery. Take it off. Take it off.
Well, I can't hear you.
But
all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, take it off.
All right.
It doesn't. It sounds watery there, but I'm playing through the Helix, okay, and he'll, you're hearing it's a decent sound. I think if you listen to from my YouTube channel, it sounds a whole lot. It sounds for some reason, Mitch, that sounded watery. It just did, but it's enhanced. With the point we're trying to make is compared to what I'm just getting out of the camera with this HandyShare program or whatever you call it, software. It enhances your audio of your video, and it's kind of cool. So anyway, we highly recommend that. Hey, real quick, can I do my 4 videos? Because this one is really cool. But the number 4 is the highlight of this. But real quick, I want to highlight here. Where are they at? No, they're not that far up. Here we go. Videos for the show. Okay, the first one. Hey, so a lot of people. I don't want to stir anything up here. I'm not trying to, but kind of a really cool dude, I think, on YouTube, and he had a big channel. He took it down, but he came back, and I think he's a very, very much improved. I was so impressed by this video. It's Cheddar Kung Pal, and he did a Freddie King cover on Tore Down. So let me copy this, and I'll put it in the thing. But he does what's very copy link. Okay, what he does the vocals. I mean, I can't sing. This guy can, and he does the bass, which I didn't even know he could play the bass. And he's really, really, really improved on guitar. I mean, I can't play. He's very direct in his playing, but he captured it. So I want you guys to watch this video by Cheddar Kung Pal. He nailed the song, man. I mean, he does good. He's singing it, playing. Now he doesn't show he's got, he shows pictures of his guitars while he's doing it, but I trust this kid. And Dave, I think he's a good kid. He means well, and had a rough go, but he's back, and I hope everybody watches that. So the next one is our good friend Rick Romanelli, and he did a really cool video. It's called Tales of Earth and Sky. It's a multi-guitar jam for springtime. Okay, and let me come back, and let me go here, bring up the chat. But what's really cool, he uses 10 different guitars in this video. It's awesome, man. He starts off on acoustic guitar, and I guess I think he's playing acoustic guitar throughout at the chords and all. And then he does some acoustic leads on a different acoustic, and he plays like, I guess, 9 other electric guitar. He does leads over top of it. It's just kind of him, it's all Rick, but it's very, 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 very cool. Okay, so check out Rick all Rick Romanelli's stuff. And then I don't know if Rick Danner's hung around, but Rick Danner, guitar player, he just did one, a Yardbirds medley, which is very cool. And he starts off also on acoustic guitar. Got a guy singing, and then he played some leads over top. It's a really, I forget the one song. I probably knew the song when I was younger, because the Yardbirds are from, when I was a kid. But it's just, and then he does the other, it's like a medley. So, but the other selections are when his band was out playing, I guess, back in the day before the COVID stuff. So check out Rick Danner, guitar player, and his Yardbird medley. That's very groovy. Now, the next one, this is if you guys are bored at home, you're not working, or you're retired or whatever, and you want to spend some time and see something groovy. If you remember maybe 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I told you about an in-law of an in-law. I know you don't want to hear all that, but his buddy took everybody over to Abbey Road Studio, and I thought it was a bucket list thing that he was doing, but he just turned 50. This is about 5 years ago they did this, but this is a documentary on the making of it. Now, it's called the Old Road Band, I think. Check the link out, and you can watch the individual songs, but this is the making of it, and how, they kind of like interview each musician. And again, the guy that did it, that organized it and pay, I think he paid for everybody to go over there to London, and he had somehow he knew somebody with Abbey Road Studios, and he got to use Abbey Road. I mean, this is incredible. Bernie Marsden showed up, and they did, what was the song? We were talking about it earlier. I can't. Here I go again, or Here We Go Again.
I think
So they did their own version, and the guy Chuck that I know, he did the intro on acoustic guitar. A lot of acoustic, so it all kind of melds in here after after Cheddar's blues thing. He plays only on the only thing he plays on is the beginning of Here I Go Again. But Bernie Marsden is there, and they do another song of Bernie Marsden wrote Here I Go Again with Coverdale, whatever the guys, White Snake. And then I don't know if they did it with White Snake or if Bernie Marsden did it on his own, but I think it's called Pick It Up. I don't know, but it's on there. But I mean, that's pretty cool. Bernie, I mean, he's not a shredder by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got a style and a really nice way of playing, in my opinion. And so this isn't the link I put up is a documentary. It's an hour and 20 minutes. So, it's, if you don't you can't find anything on Netflix or whatever you're watching, streaming, or, on demand or HBO or all the 50 million. I can never find a good movie on any of these movie channels. It's a good watch. And just imagine if, all these musicians are very, very good. Now, this isn't, the one guy, any of y'all from the Baltimore area, Carl Filipiak, is very good. He's jazz and blues, mainly jazz, I think, but he's good. He's in that. And anyway, it's interesting. And hopefully you guys watch some of these videos and enjoy them as much as I did. But the last one it's a good documentary. I mean, it could be, you could watch this on Access TV, really, but they would show it on that. But and I'm lucky enough to have a CD with all the songs. So you can once you go to this, you can check the channel, the YouTube channel that did the video, and watch each song individually if you just want to watch some of the songs. They do some Beatles songs at the end. I forget. I Want You. Is that song from Abbey? Da, 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 Want You. I think it's I Want You. They do a couple Beatles songs at the end, or one Beatles song, and some blues. Anyway, but so watch that. So that's our video segment of the. I think I got through that okay. For as much vodka as I've had tonight, I think it did okay with that. What do you think, Mitch?
So he's 70 years old, Carl Filipiak.
Is he? Well,
Yep.
he was.
1950,
You wouldn't know it by the way the
7.
guy plays. Okay, he's very good. He plays and it's three guitar. When Bernie Marsden's in there on Give It Up. I can't think of the name of the song. It's terrible. I had notes down. I left them downstairs.
I'm going to listen to it. I pasted it on I sent myself an email. I'm going to listen to it.
It's a really cool song, and I think Bernie Marsden sings that one. But they have a bass player that's a really good singer. And I mean, these guys are in Abbey Road Studios doing this. I got a bucket list thing to do. I got some original and I own some decent musicians. Where I don't really belong playing with them, but one day I might rent a studio here in the Baltimore area.
That wouldn't even interest me. I don't know why. I don't know.
I think it would be just cool to see how it all goes and watch the guy move all these slides. You see those boards are like, this times 20, and they got all these sliders, and it's what
would interest me is one of these real good musicians show me stuff on the guitar.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I miss the interaction,
and that could be half the almost all the people in the chat.
But I'm so excited to get my first vaccine next Tuesday. Janet got it this Sunday. Next Tuesday before the 340. So I gotta get back and get prep for the show, the big shoe, and but I get my first one, and then we might have to do the show on the road, Mitch. But if I have my laptop, I can use Wi-Fi, and if I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, or Dunedin, Florida, we can still do it, right?
Yep. As long as you have internet connection.
So, Paul Lou, if you're still in the stream, I'm getting my first vaccine, man. Once I get my second one, Janet gets her second. She'll get her second. Janet got her vaccine Sunday,
Oh,
and I get mine next Tuesday. So we're only about a week and a half
So-
apart.
what are you doing this weekend? You got any plans?
No, man. Let's hook up.
We should hook up.
Yeah,
Give you your toy.
yeah. You got a nice music store up there. I'll come up your way.
There is
And
a
on the
nice
way
one.
back, I might stop at and get some carry out and get some crab cakes.
We got Links in Hanover, but it's
No,
like
I'd
it's
stop at the music store.
yeah, but it's right there on Main Street. It's like you got to park. You know,
I don't
if
care.
they have parking, they got it's a lot of places you can't park.
No,
That's what does Bill's have parking on next to the building? I can't remember.
they
Bill's
got
Music-
next to the building, but
I thought so.
there's
I
a
couldn't
shopping center. There's a shopping center across the street. There's never a problem parking for Bill's.
Okay, because it's been many years since I've been there.
Yeah, well, they've changed. You wouldn't recognize it. Friendly's, what used to be Friendly's there across the street, is now a real nice restaurant bar, and there's a big shopping center back here behind it. You wouldn't recognize it.
Really?
You would not. Yeah, there's no problem parking at Bill's. You can park on Frederick Road. They have a few places you can park next to the store, but you can park across the street at the shopping center. You're walking, 50 yards.
I don't want to get mugged.
Oh,
No, I'm only
Jesus
kidding.
Christ, it's
I'm only-
Catonsville, dude.
I'm joking.
You
I'm
got me.
joking.
That was good. You got me.
Well, like I say, I don't. I don't. The South is. I don't go any further south than. Well, I do. My brother lives in near Essex, about Benji's driving, Bully's quarters. So
And
I
if
try not
if
to
we
go.
missed anybody, because we were kind of concentrating on Jesse. If we missed anybody to say hi to, hello. That's right. Hetriani came in. Cool dude. He's over in England, right? Is Hetriani English?
I believe so. I believe
England?
so.
Yeah, England. Across the pond. If you've never seen Keith Wright, the Yardbird singer, on his last record before he died, you were missing something. A band called Armageddon. I've heard of Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Or maybe that is somebody have a song Armageddon. Maybe that's what I'm.
Well, what was the movie with?
Then there's a movie.
Yeah,
All
but
right, Doc. I'll check that out, dude. Doc, I'm sorry you had problems with your equipment, man. That sucks. An equalizer. Jeez.
all right. I think we can call
Yeah,
it
I think we
because
can
I got
call it.
I haven't
Call it
eaten
night.
since
Oh, well, let's call it. You need to get
since the
something to eat.
fish.
There you
Yeah, I'll
go.
eat a turkey sandwich or something.
There you go.
Something like.
Folks, we want to thank y'all.
And then next week,
Hetriani's in Canada? Oh my God. Sorry, Hetriani. Jesus Christ. I can't
next
keep
week-
up to. I
next-
got you,
we're-
Mark.
we're gonna. You can tell what show we're gonna be on next week. We've been invited.
Oh yeah, we have been invited. Boy, we are honored.
Very,
Don and
very,
Mitch show
very
is
much.
gonna-
So.
Very much so. We are going to be next Wednesday at 8:00, right? And 8:00 Wednesday? 8:00 Wednesday on the Guitar Hack channel. We're going to be his guests. So that's going to be a big week next week. We got to get our A game going. We'll warm up Tuesday, so we're got our A game big time, A+ game for that Guitar Hack show next Wednesday at 8:00. So if you want to see us again, we'll try. We'll have a little more substance to speak about, right, Mitch?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, with you, we always have substance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean-
Cheers.
And
I wouldn't
of
use
course,
that.
we'll have our show next Tuesday.
Next
Um,
Tuesday, 8:00. And I can handle my vodka, folks. So, just got to stay away for that craft beer, man. My God. Who would have
So,
thought
now,
that?
did you eat your dinner yet? Did you eat dinner?
I ate early. Man, I'll tell you what. My wife is a chef. She's not a cook. She is a chef. So I'm sure everybody's had a chicken pot pie, whether it was a frozen one or somebody made it at home. The best ones are always chicken pot pies are always best homemade. Okay.
Right.
Well, we had a chuck roast pot pie last night, and we had the leftover. It's like a lot of things. It's to me like chili is better the next day. Always in the night. I mean, I love chili even when it's fresh, But I always think chili, like after it sits in the refrigerator and then you reheat it up, that is always better the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Same way with chicken pot pies and this beef pot pie. Oh my God, that was good. It's just carrots and potatoes and beef and peas and gravy and, pie crust. Oh, heaven. That's heaven. Oh, it's a monkey shoulder only. Okay, Hack. I got to get it. I got to refresh monkey shoulder. Although I got to tell you, Hack, I was really going to try just to see the difference. When I was a younger man too, I had a good year and a half, maybe 2 years. I drank Chivas Regal. I was going to get a bottle of if you're going to have us on the show, I'll get another bottle of monkey shoulder. Boy, that's tough. You got to watch that monkey shoulder though. Now, monkey shoulder, I do small pours, and I tend to just do one. I'll do maybe 1.5, 2 for the Hack Show. All right, you want to wrap it up, Mitch?
Yep. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in.
Really, 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 really big show. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it on this big show we had tonight. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
You nailed that, Mitch. Thanks. Good night. See you next week. See you next
See
week,
ya.
folks.